So you're scrolling through TikTok or YouTube Shorts at 3 a.m., watching a guy in a suit tell you that you just need to wake up at 4 a.m. and grind to be successful. You feel a surge of motivation. You promise yourself that tomorrow is the day everything changes. And then you wake up at 11 a.m., feel like a failure, and go right back to scrolling. That cycle is not a mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Welcome to the bare truth about why most self-improvement advice in America is actually designed to keep you exactly where you are, broke, tired, and addicted to the feeling of trying rather than actually succeeding. The motivation scam. Let's start with the biggest lie. Motivation. In the USA, we worship motivation. We have entire playlists, posters, and $5,000 seminars dedicated to it. But here is the truth. Motivation is a chemical fluke. It's a spike in dopamine that lasts about as long as a caffeine hit from a $7 Starbucks latte. If you only work when you're motivated, you're basically a slave to your moods. Imagine if a pilot only landed the plane when he felt like it. You'd be dead. Yet, you treat your life's flight path like it's optional. The most successful people you see, the ones actually making the money and building the bodies you want, are rarely motivated. They are just disciplined. Discipline is doing the thing you hate like you love it, specifically because you know the version of you 10 years from now is counting on it. The identity crisis. Why is it so hard for us to change? Because Americans are obsessed with goals instead of identity. You say, I want to lose 20 pounds. That's a goal. But your identity is still a person who loves junk food and hates moving. Every time you go to the gym, you're fighting your own brain. Your brain thinks you're an imposter. If you want to change, you have to kill your current self. Not literally, obviously. Don't call the cops. But you have to let the old version of you die. Instead of saying, I'm trying to quit smoking, you say, I'm not a smoker. Instead of, I'm trying to start a business, you say, I am an entrepreneur who happens to be in the research phase. When you change the identity, the habits follow because humans have a deep psychological need to remain consistent with who they believe they are. The comfort trap. We live in the most comfortable era in human history, especially in the US. You can get food delivered to your door without talking to a human. You can see the whole world through a 6-inch screen. We have eliminated friction. The problem? Humans were evolved for friction. We were built to hunt, to climb, to struggle. When you take away the struggle, your brain starts inventing problems to solve. This is why we have anxiety about an email, or a mental breakdown because someone didn't like our photo. Your brain is a high-performance engine running in a parked car. It's overheating because it has nowhere to go. If you don't give your brain a hard task, like learning a difficult skill, lifting heavy weights, or building a side hustle, it will use that energy to destroy you from the inside out. The passion delusion. Follow your passion. It's the worst advice ever given to a generation. In America, we think if we don't love every second of our work, we're doing it wrong. The truth? Most things that pay well are boring or hard. That's why they pay well. If it were fun and easy, everyone would do it for free. Passion isn't something you find under a rock. Passion is a byproduct of mastery. When you get really, really good at something, so good that people can't ignore you, you start to love it. You don't love coding because it's fun to look at a screen. You love it because you can build things others can't. Stop looking for your passion. Look for a problem that people are willing to pay to have solved and become the best in the world at solving it. The social media lobotomy. Let's talk about the device in your hand. Social media in the US isn't a tool anymore. It's a digital slot machine. Every time you pull down to refresh, you're hoping for a hit of dopamine. The average American spends 2 to 4 hours a day on social media. Over a lifetime, that's 10 to 15 years. You are literally giving a decade of your life to Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk so they can show you ads for shoes you don't need. You think you're staying informed. You're not. You're being programmed. You're watching other people live their lives while yours sits on standby. If you want to be smart, if you want to be in the top 1%, you have to become a producer, not a consumer. For every hour you spend consuming content, you should spend 2 hours creating value. The 80-20 rule of success. You don't need a 10-step morning routine. You don't need to ice bathe at 5 a.m. or drink butter in your coffee. You need to identify the 20% of actions that give you 80% of your results. For most people, that's sleep 7 to 8 hours, move your body every day, work on one high-value skill for 2 hours without your phone in the room, eat real food. That's it. Everything else is just productivity porn, stuff that makes you feel like you're working when you're actually just procrastinating. The final reality. The world, especially the American economy, is designed to keep you distracted and in debt. It wants you to buy things to feel better about a life you hate. But you have a choice. You can keep playing the game, or you can step back and realize that the bare truth is simple. No one is coming to save you. No politician, no hack, no magic book. It's just you, your choices, and the discipline to do the work when no one is watching. So, Put the phone down. Go do the thing you've been putting off. Not because you're motivated, but because you're the kind of person who gets things done. That's the only way you actually become smart. That's the only way you actually win. Now, if you're still watching this, congratulations. You've already taken the first step in completely ignoring everything I just said. I literally told you to put the phone down, yet here you are, still glued to the screen, listening to me talk. Think about it. I'm sitting here giving you a reality check while you're giving me your watch time. Who's actually the smart one here? Probably me, because I'm getting the views, and you're just getting another broken promise to yourself. So, hit the subscribe button and go do some actual work before I start feeling like just another motivation scammer in a cheap suit. Go. Get out of here. See ya.